Hello and welcome to my Binda TV. This is home of Providence Conservatism, where we advocate for a fine balance between individual creative genius excellence as afforded by capitalism and society excellence as afforded by equality of opportunity. So in essence, we are calling for capitalism with a human face, that is capitalism with a human face. So now this is Remaking America, and in Remaking America, I'm asking, is America exceptionalism dead? That is America exceptionalism dead? For instance, America right now, Google was surpassed by TikTok as the world's most visited domain. So you can imagine that Google was surpassed by TikTok as as the world's most visited domain. Of course, remember TikTok is Chinese made by this company ByteDance. Of course, it has been under a lot of investigations. I don't know whether that has to do with American propaganda, Western propaganda, or is it merely that it is a tool for that is fishing out information from Western countries to China. So Google surpassed as the world's most visited domain by TikTok. Of course, TikTok is made by ByteDance, and then of course not only that, now American democracy is wobbling. So basically you have commentators proclaiming that, I think a Swedish advocacy group labeled America as a backsliding democracy. I think in a democracy summit you had international commentators proclaiming that America was exhibit of a failed democracy. So you have that international commentators proclaiming that America was exhibit of a failed democracy. And so you can see American democracy is wobbling, and you have concerns about Donald Trump, whether he will be an autocrat in his second term. A lot of fears are emerging, and you had a Fox News town hall with Fox News host Sean Hannity. Hannity basically asking him whether he will be a dictator in his second term, and of course you had Donald Trump replying that he will be a dictator only on day one. So you have these fear impulses that Donald Trump has, authoritarian impulses, that basically he is going to be an authoritarian. And you heard Donald Trump says he admires the strong hand of Putin in Russia. So basically maybe Donald Trump is going to go after his enemies in ways that we have not even imagined. Of course, he says, that is Donald Trump, that the DOJ has been weaponized, that is the Department of Justice. Donald Trump says the DOJ has been weaponized, the Department of Justice has been weaponized. So I think that is a sliding down of American democracy. But I think we need to see more robust debate. We need a robust America left versus right. And I would hope to see where we shift away from politics to governance. And I think what we need in America is not politics. What we need is governance. What the problem of America, and maybe even much of the world, is that this governance has been substituted for politics. And politicians really, they are only interested in power. That's the difference between governance and politics. Politicians are interested in power, and I think that's the way. And I think that's the way to really tell whether someone is a politician or a leader. We need leaders that are interested in governance, and I think if we had leaders that are interested in governance, then America would resume its place as the leader of the world. I think America likes to proclaim itself that it is the leader of the free world, but how can it be when you have people, you have congressmen elbowing each other on Capitol Hill, you have a group of supporters attacking members of Congress on January 6, 2021, when they were not, when Donald Trump was not satisfied with the election results he basically supporters trooped over to Washington, basically trying to say trooped over to Washington, and of course took over, wanted the Vice President then, Mike Pence, to overturn the electoral results that had given the win to Joe Biden. So you can see that, of course, some say it was a conspiracy theory organized by the FBI. So I think American democracy is wobbling very much, and I think that creates a bureaucracy. And when you have bureaucracy, things don't get done. And that's how America gets surpassed by China. When you have bureaucracy, things don't get done at all. And I think that's how you have the American economy surpassed by, you have America very soon could be surpassed by China. I think commentators are proclaiming if America is not going to mend its ways, then in 5 or 6 years, then the Chinese economy will be larger than the United States, and there will be accompanying consequences to that. So I think for now, America has to do more so that it becomes that shining city on the hill that the world looks up to. But right now, I think it has lost its moral leadership. I think America is engaged in one war or another. I think every American president is engaged in one war or another. Maybe it's a secret deal they signed. We don't know. Maybe. Why is America engaged always in wars? What if this money could be used to maybe improve the livelihoods of the Americans, and in that way they could be, they really could be, then have a very much improved standard of living. So that's it for remaking America. And then in ideas, what is the future of newspapers? In ideas, I'm asking what is the future of newspapers, because now with the digital technology, you have a lot of newspapers will go extinct. A lot of newspapers will go extinct. There really will be a world where we will be consuming our information online. And I think maybe the surprising thing is that it is not the general newspapers such as the New York Times. It is not the general newspapers that are reading in subscriptions. It is the financial niche newspapers such as the Financial Times and the Wall Street Journal that are racking up subscriptions. Of course, New York Times, but for New York Times to do that, it had also to diversify to other things such as the recipes and of course the spelling bee and of course the crossword puzzles. I think that is what has led to New York Times having subscriptions, because I think it diversified to such things as recipes. And I think then newspapers will have to find a niche. They will have to give us insights, not just news, because news is now broken by social media sites, and I think news is now broken by social media sites, and I think for newspapers then they will have to do more so that they can give us value for money. And I think maybe they could adopt a hybrid model where we could adopt a hybrid model where there could be maybe access free content, maybe news that has already been on TV, on social media, and then of course maybe get columnists to give us insights, to give us make sense of the news, give us the opinions. Maybe that's how we could make sense of that news, and that's how the newspapers could find value in money. And I think if that happens, then a lot of newspapers will be racking up subscriptions, and maybe they could borrow from New York Times, which has diversified to spelling bees, has diversified to crossword puzzle, and so this tends to help students in their homework. And I think niche newspapers in finance journalism, I think will survive, because you tend to see, for instance, advertisements in finance, maybe in stock prices, they tend to attract the highest bid, because maybe people are likely to sign up after that. But then, of course, and I think maybe that is why it is likely that this niche audience, such as the one of Wall Street Journal, tends to rack up subscriptions very, very fast. So let me know on what you think is the future of newspapers. Then I will move over now to Heart and Soul. And in Heart and Soul, this is about Bible study. So, of course, I will be reading from Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 to maybe 5, or verse 1 to 5. Then God says, I am the Lord your God. I led you out of the land of Egypt where you were slaves. These are the commands I give you. You must not worship any other gods except me. You must not make any idols. Don't make any statues or pictures or anything up in the sky or anything on the earth or of anything down in the water. Don't worship or serve idols of any kind, because I, the Lord, You are God. I hate my people worshipping other gods. People who sin me against me become my enemies, and I will punish them. So basically, I will punish their children, their grandchildren, and even their great grandchildren. So basically, why are we worshipping idols at this moment? This is the topic I really wanted, not even the Ten Commandments. How we replace the worship of God with the worship of idols. Look at, even though many people say, many Americans say they are artists, but you can see they have substituted their gods to be the billionaires, to be the celebrities, to be the politicians. These are their gods. These are the new gods. I think once you substitute someone once someone occupies that place in your heart, I think for politicians especially, I think we should only worship them, and we should only look up to them for their outcomes, not really who they are. They could screw up the country. For musicians, you have to see the kind of ritual that goes on in their performances, where they are worshipping their earthly gods, and I think most of them have sold their souls to the devil, even the politicians. That's why things are not working in America and much else in the world. Because those who are at the top, they have formed a layer in which the pure spirits cannot pass, such that they remain pure, they remain holy, but they don't have influence. I think really the true person who has written the true word, maybe the true news article, gets just about 10 views or even 5 views, and that is the true story. But the one who has a lot of lies, abuses people, that is the one that people will care. So I think it's very unfortunate. I think it's very unfortunate that the world is such as this, but that's the world we live in. So, but I think as the fallen angels, one day the Lord shall have maybe anger and just confine them to the pits of hell, where they will have eternal damnation, because I think they have formed a layer. Look at, if someone is tired of watching the news, why are you waking up to your day with stories about wars everywhere? Why do you wake up in the day and then the stories you are served in the news in the news, in the cable news, are about wars everywhere? Then you are tired, so basically you go to work tired. Then if you are tired, you switch off that news, you go to the business channel, then you are enticed with the soap opera stories maybe of AI, not telling you the people who research, but telling you the results to the competition of how that competition went, or you are given stories of the billionaire lifestyle. Then you're tired about that, then you go to celebrity channels, you want soft news, you want something to keep you happy. Then what do you get? When you go to celebrity channels, what do you get? 7-figure lifestyles, while so that you can take out loans to buy huge mansions or cribs. Just telling you that the whole world, I think, will exist in some form of devil wants to make this their colony, and whoever does not want to toe the line, maybe the devil will make conditions untenable for them. But I think we have an artificial layer, and layer that is insidious, a layer that wants to suck all the energy out of us. But I think it is something that we need to fight. The angels of the Lord need to fight this. And I think we don't need to worship these idols. They are absolutely the most corrupt people of the world. They have taken us to where we are. I think every person in the world deserves to live a certain decent standard of living, but you have people taking all their money, and I don't think it is good for people to be doing this. I just think the world is rotten to the core, and I hope someday the angels of the Lord will come back, and then the world will be the beautiful heaven that it was meant to be. So that's it for now. This has been a three-part segment I have looked at Is America Exceptionalism Dead? And then in Ideas, what is the future of newspapers? And then in Bible study, I've looked at how we replaced worshipping of God with worshipping of idols. So let me know in the comment section. So now this has been Mabinda TV. This is home of Providence Conservatism, where we advocate for a fine balance between individual creative genius excellence as afforded by capitalism and society excellence are supported by equality of opportunity. So in essence, you are calling for capitalism with a human first, that is capitalism with a human first. So that is it for now. So you do subscribe to later editions. Remember to hit the subscription and the subscribe, like and subscribe button.